technologies will enable still all of us to enjoy fashion, because isn't that at the end of the day, everyone wants to be looking good.
Welcome to The Switch. I'm Elena Casas. The global fashion industry churns out about 109 million tonnes of clothes a year, and lots of them don't stay in buyers' wardrobes for long. Only about 1% of waste clothing material is recycled into new fibre, but one company that is spinning waste cotton into new thread is Infinited Fibre, and CEO Petri Alava joins me now. Petri, hi, thanks for joining us. How does your process work?
The first part of our process is really mechanically shredding the material apart, removing all the mechanical parts like zippers, buttons, and we get a relatively homogeneous material. And next happens the miracle when we are breaking down on the molecular level this powder into liquid cellulose. And then from liquid cellulose, we are regenerating a brand new fiber, what we are calling Infinna.
The company says Infinna fibre can be recycled repeatedly, and the process can handle a mix of textile waste as long as the cotton content is around 90%. Infinited Fibre is still applying for permits for its first commercial-scale factory, but most of its production capacity of recycled fibre has already been sold to fashion brands for several years ahead. Infinited's flagship factory will produce about 30,000 tonnes a year, but the company's own analysis of brands' sustainability commitments suggests 4.5 million tonnes of cotton-like recycled fibre will be required by 2030.
We are selling the Infinna fibre to the world's largest brand companies. We have signed long-term sales agreements with companies such as Inditex, H&M, Pangaia, Patagonia, just to name a few. We have, as a matter of fact, published 7 deals. The one deal where we also published the value was with the Inditex, and the value was 100 million euros.
So when you work with companies like Inditex or H&M, what percentage of the resulting clothing will they be able to claim as being recycled? Will it be 100% recycled clothing?
We can make a premium quality fiber, which is kind of a true alternative for cotton, can be made 100% from waste. So at the end of the day, the actual garment sold to consumers can be 100% made from waste.
Are fashion companies transparent enough about their supply chains now?
Sometimes it's really difficult to see whether the information is fully transparent or whether there could be some greenwashing. Everybody in the value chain needs to be more transparent. I think there's a strong goodwill from brands to do that. The supply chain is challenging and it's relatively long, so there are certain challenges on getting the data from all the manufacturers.
Infinited's biggest investor, Zara owner Inditex, says it aims to use 40% recycled fibre by 2030. But the company and its competitors are not yet producing at nearly the scale that would require. EU regulation forcing brands to take responsibility for their textile waste should increase demand further, but it may not be enough.
We can't do that journey ourselves, so we need very strong commitments from the brands, what we already have, in form of those long-term sourcing agreements and sales agreements. But we also need kind of equipment providers, technology providers. We need investors. We need industry operators who can expand and grow the scale rapidly.
Do consumers need to accept that recycled clothing will cost more?
At the end of the day, still, the price difference is probably quite small when we discuss about, say, €30 t-shirt or €50 hoodie or €80 jeans. Naturally, the impact is higher if we discuss about €5 t-shirt.
Do you think ultimately, though, that the consumer needs to buy clothes differently? We're going to have to buy fewer clothes?
We people, we consumers have the responsibility to make, first of all, clever choices, to buy products which have a long life cycle. At the same time, I also want to be highlighting that the technologies will be part of that solution, so that the technologies will enable still all of us to enjoy fashion, because isn't that at the end of the day, everyone wants to be looking good.